doing? Welcome to the Randle Sports Wrap-Up. I'm your host, Seth Hagen, but you will refer to me as host. Okay, so what we do here is simple. We take all your Southern sports and put it in one place for you. Nice and neat. Isn't that sweet? We know. But enough about us. Let's talk some college football. Isn't that why you're really here? So, this offseason has been one to remember. College football fans will finally get what they want with a playoff in 2014. The BCS will hang around like an unwanted relative for 2 more years, but hey, we'll take what we can get. Unfortunately, we also saw the lows of the business as the NCAA lowered the boom on Big Ten staple, Penn State. The sanctions were not only crippling to the program, but also to the legacy of Joe Paterno. Given some of that history was erased completely, so naturally we'd like to have some new history written this season. But this is not the way to do it. Countless suspensions and dismissals littered the college football landscape from the spring to just this past week. Florida, Georgia, Auburn, LSU, Oklahoma, Tennessee, and Notre Dame all saw players with potential leave their program for good. And almost every one of those teams that I just mentioned will have players suspended for their season openers. Now, some of you might be saying, this is normal. Boys will be boys. Not a big deal. And I'd say you're all certifiable. Almost every guy kicked off a team this year could have a future in pro football. We're talking millions of dollars here. It's like me setting this dollar on fire and watching it burn. Nope! I will not sacrifice my McDouble. Coming out of college, I know what these guys are going through. But before it all happened, no one told me, look, stick it out for 3, 4, 5 years, pull a D+ average, and you could be a millionaire. Sign me up for that one. Oh, and while you wait, everyone on campus will treat you like royalty, including the ladies. A lot of these star players seem to just be living for the moment and not focusing on the not too distant and wealthy future. The problem is they're seeing their friends ruin their careers, but simultaneously forgetting it can happen to them. One suspension has been particularly confusing. The Tale of Fitzgerald Toussaint. What a fun name. Anyway, on July 22nd, young Fitzgerald was arrested for driving drunk and was immediately suspended indefinitely. But not 3 weeks after his arrest, Coach Brady Hoke reinstated him so he could participate in the second week of practice. So now he's practicing indefinitely. A week later, this past Monday, Hoke listed Toussaint as the #1 running back on the depth chart. So now he's starting indefinitely. Right. As of now, Hoke hasn't made an official announcement on whether Fitz will start Saturday against Alabama. I guess you could say the announcement's date is indefinite. In the face of all the recent suspensions, you'd think Hoke's decision would be pretty cut and dried. But despite last year's Sugar Bowl win, Brady knows this is Michigan's highest profile game since Lloyd Carr left. Can he win without his best running back? No. Could he win with him? It's iffy. Plus, even if he wasn't there, Hoke knows exactly what happened the last time Michigan played an SEC opponent. Anybody? The 2011 Gator Bowl, where Michigan was handed their biggest bowl loss by Mississippi State. And where'd they go? Mississippi State. Where are you, buddy? Where did I leave my cowbell? Bottom line, if Michigan gets smoked again, there's little to no chance that they'll get back in the BCS hunt or be taken seriously afterwards. And guess who leaves after this season? Denard Robinson. And that being the case, Hoke knows this is his best chance in a national championship for at least a few more years. So for Michigan, it's all hands on deck, even if 2 of those hands belong to a young man with a felony. Switching gears, last week the Augusta National Golf Club extended membership to women for the first time in its history, and I had no idea. Must have just slipped my radar. Apparently, the only thing more consistent than Tiger Woods' weekend choke job was Augusta not letting the ladies play their golf. Condoleezza Rice and South Carolina businesswoman Darla Moore were able to don the coveted green jackets for the first time in womanhood. My question is, does womanhood really care? Aside from a brief protest in 2002 led by Martha Burke, the line at Augusta National isn't getting any shorter. As a matter of fact, there's no way to actually apply for membership. It's invitation only, and those only come when a member is kicked out. Or croaks. When Darla and Condi were invited to join Augusta National, somebody literally had to die or be ousted for it to even be possible. The real breaking point for Augusta came last year when Virginia Rometty became CEO of IBM, one of their corporate sponsors. Traditionally, a green jacket was always extended to a new CEO of these companies, but Ms. Rometty never received one. Aw, snap. Somebody call Medea. Call Ellen. Call Wonder Woman. Okay. Now, does this mean that last week's move was strictly politics? Yep. And does that make the current members a little behind in the times? Sure, but let's remember, this is America, and it was a private club, so they can keep whoever they want out. By the same token, if some wealthy women wanted to create an exclusive club and keep others out, they could do that. They have every right. But just like the guys at Augusta National, they'd likely be wasting their time. And now it's... oh yeah. Each week we're going to give you guys a few insider predictions to help you in your fantasy league or at the water cooler at work. This week we're going to focus on the wild card races in Major League Baseball and which teams can come out on top in each league. Bring it on! Starting in the National League, the Braves are obvious favorites, and they'll get Andrelton Simmons back real soon, so if they can get Dan Uggla or Brian McCann to step up their game, they're going to be tough to catch. Don't count out the Cardinals, who made this kind of playoff run last year and could very easily come out on top. The Pirates and Dodgers could also get hot, but right now they're on the outside looking in on the top two. Jumping to the American League, the Tampa Bay Rays are only a half game behind Oakland and Baltimore, and... wait, Oakland and Baltimore? Get it together, Tampa! Baltimore hasn't made the playoffs in a decade, and don't get beat by a team in Oakland who has a nerd crunching numbers in the dugout. So we'll have the Braves and the Cardinals battling it out for the last spot in the National League, while the Orioles and Rays will try to take it to the American League. And that's the show for this week. Make sure you check back with us next time for more Randle Sports Wrap-Up. I'm Seth Hagen. We'll see you next week. Later.